Good day and welcome to our technical drawing tutorial. If you have any questions or comments, you could direct them to autocadalive@gmail.com. In this tutorial, we'll be constructing triangles, more specifically triangle ABC, given the perimeter and the ratio of the length of its sides. We begin our construction with a horizontal construction line. This line will be drawn slightly higher because of the method that will be applied. I'm going to label this line WX. The perimeter of this required triangle is 100 millimeters, and so we are going to establish a radius of 10 centimeters, which is equal to 100 millimeters, and we are going to use that radius to obtain our line segment, the base of our first triangle, which will be used to construct the required triangle. We proceed with the method for dividing a line into a ratio of parts. And so we're going to label this randomly. Okay, let's go back to MN. And at point M, we are going to continue with the method for dividing a line into a ratio of parts. And so we draw our line at an angle from point M. I'm going to do this without describing the method. That will allow it to be done a lot quicker. And in so doing, less time will be taken up in our video. And if you need any instructions as to, or further explanation as to how we divide a line into a ratio of parts, you can look up the relevant video entitled Dividing a Line, obviously, into a ratio of parts. Total ratio 6 plus 5, that's 11, and so we need 11 arcs on this line. Yep, we're not perfect, so these things will happen. We just pick up from there and we continue. Make sure our radius did not change. Alright, making sure that it's still correct right across the board. Yeah, this can be a little tedious, especially when the radius is small. So finding a convenient one would work best. And let's see how many arcs we have here so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Beautiful. And so we proceed now with drawing our reference line, and that reference line is drawn from point 11, which is the point of intersection with the arc and your line that I'm now going to label Y. Line MY, interesting, is going to you're now going to join point 11 on line MY, and that's the point of intersection with the arc and line MY, not the arc, the point where the arc meets the line. We're going to join that to our point N. Again, point N is not the arc, but the location where the arc intersects your line segment MX. Very important for you to have your accuracy at its highest level, so you be careful with the whole process. The next step now is to look at the ratio. The last number in the ratio is 5, and so we count 5 spaces from point 11, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5th space ends at point 6, and so we draw parallel lines. These lines must be parallel to your reference line 11N. And so you could slide right through to point 6 or count your spaces as you move across. So this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we move to the end of that space, which is at point 6. And we draw our line to meet our line segment MN. And then we move now to the next number in the ratio, which is 3. Still straight, 1, 2, 3. That is point 3 on our line, MY. And there we have it. Line segment MN, the perimeter of our required triangle, divided using the ratio of its sides, the sides of that triangle, which is 3:3:5. That basically tells us that each side is one side is 3 units long. The base, because it is in the center, is 3 units long, and the final side or the other side is 5 units long. And so we move to the use of our compass. But first, let's label our base. Let's use the letters B and C for our base. If the base is not specified, it is all left to our discretion to label it. And so I'm going to stick to B and C as the base. The length of one side is 3 units long, as I said earlier, and so with our compass, we'll let our radius be equal to that first 3 unit measurement, which is from B to M, and I'm going to inscribe an arc which will extend above point M and over. And I'm now going to move to point C as my center, and my new radius would be CN, and we are going to, from point N, inscribe an arc that should intersect the first arc drawn with B as its center. Those two arcs will intersect. At that point of intersection, we label A, the apex of our triangle. Using construction lines, it is important that I stress the use of construction lines in our drawing. In the event we make an error, it could be erased neatly and nicely. So we join point A to point B using a construction line, and we do the same with point A and point C. Again, be careful, take your time to line up your points before drawing your line to increase the accuracy of your drawing. With that done, we can clearly see the required triangle ABC, and so we darken our sides, the sides of our triangle. We darken the base. And we darken the opposite side, or the final remaining side, AC. Now that all three sides have been darkened, let me just touch up on AB a little. Yeah. All right. And with that, we come to the end of our construction of a triangle ABC, given the perimeter and the ratio of the length of its sides. Thank you very much for viewing. Have a nice day.